I'll just borrow it. Hi again, Mr. Spencer.
Hello. How goes the investigation?
Well, we found the thief. His name was Richard Llewellyn. He got hit by a car last night and passed away.
Oh, dear. Did you get a chance to speak to him before he passed?
Not much. Can we ask you some questions? Richard admitted to the theft when we spoke with him, but he also mentioned that we should search the house for the bonds. He said he hid them there. Do you know of any good hiding places on the grounds?
The whole house is a hiding place. I haven't the foggiest idea where you could even start.
Is Mary around?
I haven't seen her yet this morning. She often wakes up long before I do and meanders the grounds before the sun gets too high.
How is Lily doing today?
She seemed in good spirits this morning. She went to Mugshots, the coffee shop downtown. Knowing her, she'll be there most of the day reading.
Oh? Well, maybe we'll drop by. Say hello.
Maybe, huh?
Where were you and Mr. Spencer born?
Why do you need to know that?
I guess we don't need to know, but we've encountered resistance whenever we ask Mr. Samuel Spencer about his past. And honestly, we're just trying to get to the truth.
I don't feel comfortable disclosing information about my brother. His past is his to share or hide.
The same brother who was so eager to send you up the river just a few hours ago?
Look, my brother and I had a rocky childhood. If you promise not to tell him I told you.
Promise.
We were both born here.
What, in Bayport?
No, here, at this house, the nurse's station specifically.
Are you joking?
No, before this place was a private residence, it was an asylum.
Yeah, we found out about that.
Our father was the superintendent, Orrin Ingram Spencer. He founded and ran the hospital.
Why would Samuel care if we, or anyone for that matter, knew he was born here?
I think he's ashamed. The hospital failed. There was a fire that shut the whole place down. My father never fully recovered from the blow, and apparently neither did Sam.
We'll speak again later, Mr. Spencer.
Frank?
Shh! Look over there.
What? Is that who I think it is?
Shh! Don't let her see you.
We've gotta... Someone's gotta... Why would she...
I don't know. Let's go see what she was doing over there.
Mrs. Spencer, may we speak with you?
Of course, dear.
We found the thief. His name was Richard Llewellyn. He was killed yesterday, but at least that's settled.
Is it?
Do you know where Lily is?
I believe she went off to that coffee shop she frequents. It's called Mugshots, I believe.
Are you okay?
Whatever do you mean?
We saw you. At the nurse's station. You looked upset.
Oh, it must have been my allergies. The pollen count is extremely high this time of year.
Does this flower belong to you?
What? Where?
We found it just outside the nurse's station.
Why did you take it? It belongs there.
Mrs. Spencer, what exactly is going on?
Dear, could you please make me some tea? This thief.
Richard.
Yes, Richard was my only son.
Your son? Richard was Samuel Spencer's nephew? That's quite a coincidence.
It isn't coincidence at all.
How do you mean?
I've known the Spencers all my life.
Now I'm confused.
Let me start from the beginning.
Yes, please.
My mother and father met while my father was interning at a small hospital. My mother was the head nurse, and they fell madly in love. When my father got the opportunity to be the staff physician at a nearby mental hospital, my mother came with him.
Ingram Asylum.
Yes, I was actually born on these very grounds. Ingram was a wonderful hospital, revolutionary for its time. Patients were treated more like guests. It was truly a place of healing. My parents lived on the grounds, and most other parents were reluctant to let their kids play near here. They called me Scary Mary, and I wasn't even a patient, so you can imagine how cruel they could be. My friends were usually children of the staff or sometimes the patients.
Dougal Seep.
Oh, yes, I met him when we were both about 15. We were best friends. And then, the fire.
The fire that closed down the asylum?
Yes, the west wing went up like a tinder. I wasn't anywhere near the fire, but both of my parents.
They both died.
Dougal told me. I kept hitting him, and he just held me. After a while, Dougal and I grew apart, but I always felt connected to him somehow. And a few years later, we ran into each other again, and, well, Richard was the result.
But why would Richard want to steal from his own uncle?
I am afraid that's my fault.
Your fault? How?
The fire that killed my parents was no accident. It was caused by a single match lit by an angry and bitter young man.
Samuel.
Samuel. I've never forgiven him, and neither did my own son.
Wait a minute. Why didn't Samuel tell us any of this?
The fire was ruled an accident, but I know it wasn't. The last thing he wants is for that investigation to reopen. That's why he bought the mansion for a song from the government after the hospital closed, to be sure the truth was never learned. And there may be another reason.
Do tell.
He doesn't know who I am, and neither does Thomas.
What? How can that be?
People change quite a lot. I hadn't seen the Spencers since I was 15, remember? I didn't see Thomas again for many, many years. I changed my name, I changed my hair.
Mrs. Spencer, do you love Thomas?
Yes, I do. Now. But you're right in suspecting that this was all a plan to get back at Samuel. It was. After I fell in love with Thomas, I tried to get Richard to let it go, but he was even angrier at Samuel than I was. I even convinced Dougal to come visit him here, to try and talk him out of it, but it didn't work. The night before the theft, he gave me this confession. It's cryptic and frightening, not like Richard at all.
Aha! So that's why Dougal was in town.
He's a good man, and so was Richard. If he hadn't lived with my hate for so long, he wouldn't have done what he did. If anyone is to blame, it's me.
Or Samuel?
I don't even care about that anymore. I'm happy here. I love Thomas. Thomas loves Lily. I just want this whole thing to be over with. It isn't worth anything. First my parents, then my only son.
How's your tea, dear? Are you all right?
Thank you, Thomas. Boys, would you excuse Thomas and I? We have some things to talk about.
Of course. Thank you, Mrs. Spencer. Mr. Spencer?
Hey, Chet.
Hey, Frank, Joe, how you guys doing?
Not bad at all. I like your haircut.
Yeah, Mr. Russo has a way with shears.
Do you know where your sister is? She's not at the science lab.
Home, maybe?
Do you think you could do us a favor, Chet?
Of course. Name it.
Could you run home and ask her to meet us back at the school science lab? We have a few more tests we need her to run.
Oh, yeah, you're working on that Spencer case, right? That guy has a sweet car.
Yep, it's full of surprises.
Okay, I'm finished here anyway. You guys are still coming over next weekend, right?
Wouldn't miss it, Chet.
Cool. Okay, I'll catch you later.
Thanks, Chet. Bye. Hi, Lily. What are you doing?
Hi, boys. I'm just reading. Nothing important. What's going on?
Can we talk to you for a minute?
Of course.
Your mother told me about her parents. And your brother.
Whatever do you mean?
She told us it's okay. We know about Richard and Dougal.
She told you? Oh, thank God. I can't stand this game she had me play. I felt so guilty every time I hugged Thomas, knowing I was keeping a secret from him. I love him. He really has been a father to me.
It's okay. We want to help.
Whatever I can do, just ask.
Can we take a look at your locket?
Well, yes, but I can't let you take it. Richard gave it to me. It means a lot.
Of course. No, we want to look at it for a moment. Thank you, Lily. Hey, Lily. Sorry to bother you again, but could we ask you a few things?
Sure.
When we spoke to Richard, he talked about searching Spencer Mansion. Do you know any way in besides the front door?
Yes. I know he used to get in through a side entrance. The west side. There's a door behind some overgrown shrubs. Bye.
So, Chet told me you guys had further need of my services.
Thanks for coming, Iola. You helped us so much yesterday. We just have one little thing we need you to look at.
It's no problem. To be honest, I feel just as at home in the lab as I do in, well, in a home.
Can you take a look at this?
A piece of fabric. What am I looking for?
Anything.
Looks like there might be some blood on it. Let me take a closer look. At least now we have all the supplies we need. Thanks to you two. It's blood, all right. Not only that, it's AB negative blood.
Richard and Dougal's blood type.
Where did you say you found this?
Oh, thanks, Iola. I can't tell you how much we appreciate this.
Yeah. Do you need me anymore?
No, that should do it. Thanks again.
No problem. I'm gonna go eat.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
What you doing, Phil?
My socks are too tight.
Doesn't really answer my question.
I'm pulling out some of the elastics. Loosen up a bit, you know?
Won't they just fall down?
What happened to shades of gray? Must it always be too tight or falling down? What about just right?
Pretty springy elastics you got there.
Gold toe socks. Wouldn't stick my foot in anything else.
Still working on your socks, I see.
It's an unappreciated art.
Can I take one of those elastics?
Sure. Suddenly I'm not the nutty one. Thanks.
Well, I'll leave you to tricking out your socks.
Later.
I can't open it. The timing belt is now sticking out of the teller window. It looks like a key, but I can't reach it. Aha! Pretty clever if I do say so myself. Got it! Whoever said sock elastic was useless. Nobody, that's who. And they were right. We can't just wander around in here without knowing what we're doing. Considering the condition of this building, that would be far too dangerous. It's locked. The wall just collapsed when I touched it. That scares me a bit. Don't lean on any supporting walls. It's a small alcove. Whoever was in here must have used it as a hiding spot. The Hardys overcome yet again. Aha! Pretty clever if I do say so myself.
To whom it may concern, I cannot continue this sham. I have borne the secret for far, far too long. As a cowardly compromise, the kind I have dealt with my entire life, I've decided to put to paper this confessional with the hopes that some small portion of guilt will lift from me in the exercise. If that does not work, I may take steps to have this missive end up in hands other than my own. June 17th, 1962 was a day that I will never forget. The previous evening I had punished Samuel, the culmination of several incidents wherein he tormented one of our patients, young Dougal. Perhaps I was too strict in my punishment. Perhaps I was too lenient. I confined him to his room for 1 week. The following morning, the fire began. I went to Samuel's room shortly after I smelled smoke in the west wing. When I arrived, he was climbing into his bedroom from the window, and his vindictive smile, as well as the smell of turpentine, told me all I needed to know. He did not see me, and when I presented myself to him, I could tell he wondered whether or not I had him pegged. The feigned concern and worry he showed when I informed him of what he already knew ended all my hope as a parent for his soul. A fire! Oh no, what of the patients? It made my stomach sick to hear him patronize me so. I know he hated his life here, hated the fact that all my and Victoria's time was taken up caring for children that were not our own. I know I must assume at least some responsibility for the monster created. I spent my life trying to help the mentally ill become well. But in my neglect, I have failed my own son, the well made ill. Perhaps with time Samuel will become a man who wishes to atone. Perhaps he will forgive his mother and me and make the most of his life. Whatever happens, the lives of those who died on that summer day are irrevocable, and I must live with that. With great regret, Orrin Ingram Spencer.